You are very much welcome to my channel. Today I'll be taking us on indices. That is our topic of discussion today, indices. And indices is simply the plural of index, okay? Another name for index is power or exponents. Power or exponents, okay? And index is simply telling us how many times a number has been multiplied by itself. For instance, if I have 2 to the power 5, it means this 2 will multiply itself 5 times. Is that clear? Alright, if I have the same 2 to the power 7, it means that 2 will multiply itself 7 times. Okay, 5, 6, 7. So that is what index is all about, telling us how many times a number has been multiplied by itself. So instead of multiplying it over and over and over, just raise it to that power of the number of times it has multiplied itself. Is that clear? Next, we'll go into the laws of indices. Okay, we'll start with the multiplication law. And in this multiplication law, we are looking at multiplying powers with the same base. Okay, with the same base. So if I have 2 to the power 5 now, this 5 is the index, which is the power. And 2 here is the base, or the roots. Okay, so if I am multiplying powers with the same base, for instance, I have 2 to the power 3 multiplying 2 to the power 4. Okay, the easiest way to go about this is just take the base, since they're having the same base, 2 and add the powers. So I have 3 plus 4, and that gives me 2 raised to the power 7. So when you are multiplying powers of the same base, just take the base and add the powers. So if I have 3 raised to the power 4 times 3 raised to the power 5, this is simply 3, 4 plus 5. So add the powers and you have 3 raised to the power 9. Is that okay? Alright. So we'll go to the next, which is division law. And we are looking at dividing powers with the same base. Dividing powers with the same base. For instance, I have 2 raised to the power 8. Divide by 2 raised to the power, okay, let's say 4. Okay. So this is simply take the base and subtract the powers. 8 minus 4, and that gives us 2 raised to the power 4. Okay, so you can see it's very easy. Okay, very easy to do. Just take the base and subtract the power. So I believe you can do this one now. 3 raised to the power 5 divide by 3 raised to the power 2. Alright, I know you know it now. So it's just take the base, which is 3, and subtract the powers. And you will have 3 raised to the power 3. Is that clear? So go to the next. The next we have is 0 powers. 0 powers simply tells us that when a number is raised to power 0, okay, that is equal to 1. Okay, so when a number, let's say A is the number, raised it to power 0 is equal to 1. Just make sure that your A is not 0. Okay, any number raised to power 0 is 1, except 0. Okay, whether positive or negative number. Is that clear? So move over to the next, talking about negative powers. So when you have negative powers, for instance, you have 2 raised to the power minus 4. Okay? So what you do, you take the reciprocal of 2, which is 1 over 2, and raise it to the positive 4. Okay? So that will be to 4. Okay? So it's no longer to power minus 4, but 4. So if I have 3 raised to power minus 5, this will be 1 over 3, or raised to power 5. Is that clear? So you take the reciprocal of the base, and then the power becomes positive. Is that clear? So go to next. Fractional powers. Fractional indices. When you have 2 raised to power 1 over 2, this is simply square root of 2. When you have 2 raised to power 1 over 3, the fraction takes us to the roots, okay? It is simply cube root of 2. Put 3 here, okay? So when I have it 2 raised to power 1 over n, that is the nth root. The nth root over 2. It should be n. Is that clear? So if I have it 2 raised to power m over n. So the denominator is the root, while the numerator is the power. So I'm going to have it this way. Okay. The nth root of 2 all raised to power m. Okay. Just take note of this. Okay. The nth root of 2, that's the denominator is the root, and then the numerator is the power. Now we don't have to put this raised to power 1 here, because any number raised to power 1 it's itself. Okay, so that's why we don't have to raise these first 3 to power 1. Okay, but if you have other numbers, you need to put the power. Is that clear? All right. Okay, we'll move over to the next. So the next is index raised to another index. Index raised to another index. For instance, you have 2 raised to power 3, and it's also raised to power 5. How do we get this simplified? You simply multiply the powers. Okay, this is simply 2 raised to power 3 times 5. And that gives you 2 raised to power 15. Is that clear? So if I have 7 raised to power 5, all raised to power 2, is simply 7 to power 5 times 2, which is 7 to power 10. Is that clear? So I want you to take these laws, try them, take questions, answer them, and if you have any question, drop it in the comment section and I will attend to them as soon as possible. Okay, thanks so much for listening and being with me in my today's class. God bless you. Bye bye.